Welcome everybody to another Eldritch Moon draft with giant cards. Let me make those a little bit smaller so we can get a look at it's up here. So we can get a look at everything at once. The rare we have opened is an Impetuous Devils, which is not a bad card. It's essentially really it acts as a removal spell. It's kind of 2 red, destroy target untapped creature, and your opponent takes, 2 to 4 damage, something along those lines. So I'm not hyper excited about that. What else is in the pack that jumps out at me? Graph Harvest I'm not impressed with. Slayer's Cleaver I'm not impressed with. Tangleclaw Werewolf is okay. Nebelgast Herald is fine. This is probably one of the weakest packs I've seen in this set, honestly. I think I'm just going to take the Devils. It's probably the strongest card here. Desperate Sentry is okay. Tangleclaw Werewolf is fine. Dragoon has good synergy, but Black's generally not considered to be a good color in this set. Enlightened Maniac is good in the Emerge deck, but really, I mean, Impetuous Devils is probably just the most potent card there. Spreading Flames is a good follow-up to Impetuous Devils, but so would be Thermo Alchemist. But Spreading Flames is, and obviously these two cards go pretty well in the same deck, but Spreading Flames is just a powerful late-game spell, whereas Thermo Alchemist does require building around. I can play this in a red-white or red-green deck, whereas this really does want to be in red-blue. That being said, I've played Thermo Alchemist before with only a couple of instants of sorceries and just had a B and O3 that pings my opponent every turn, and, that's far from a terrible card. But I think Spreading Flames is an easy follow-up there. Advanced Stitch Ring I saw too, which is also a strong card, but not really worth considering. Important to note that our opponent took their rare, the person to our right took their rare as well, meaning we can't really glean an awful lot about that. For example, they could still be in red, having passed us Spreading Flames easily. I'm in love with Eldritch Moon. I'm a little bit sad to see it go, as Kaladesh looms ominously around the corner. Now, the obviously good card in the pack is probably Boon of Emrakul. People have been down on that card a lot because people are down on black, and I've been getting those, 6th and 7th pick, which just shouldn't be happening, I think, for such an efficient removal spell. Well, I suppose not amazingly efficient, but 3 mana kill most things is pretty darn good. Now, Geistfield Scarecrow is a card I've been impressed with as well, just as a 4-mana 4/4. Fortune's Favor is fun. It's a lot of fun, but I don't know how amazing it is. If you do end up in red-blue, I would like to have, something like this or this, but Geistfield Scarecrow fits well in that deck as well, and just is a 4-mana 4/4. I think it's what I'm going to pick here. Nothing jumps out at me to jump into a second color, and I'm not hyper excited about being in black-red, so let's go with Geistfield Scarecrow as our 3rd pick. Now moving on to pack 4, and we are looking at a Smoldering Werewolf here, I think. We're already pretty firmly in red, and Smoldering Werewolf is a very strong card. Strong front side, especially if your opponent happens to have X1s, or you can use it to mop up things after combat. And a very strong backside that does not cost that much to flip, so I think it's a pretty clear pick for us here. Though I'm cognizant of the fact that we're now building high on the old 4-drops. Ingenious Scab this late is a little bit of a signal to me. As is Kessig Proud, honestly. That's a strong card, but Ingenious Scab is very good, and I will be picking it up here and seeing if maybe we can actually build that blue-red deck. We passed that Thermo Alchemist for Spreading Flames, and I don't think we'll get it back, but if we get another one, we'll be pretty happy. Ingenious Scab is great in the Instant Sorceries deck because it's got Eternal Scourge is just a strong card. People hate this card. I don't really understand why at all. Foil to play the Gatewatch, I don't believe is worth anything. Foil Mythics tend to be worth at least something. I'm going to look it up. Other cards, I would, if not for this, I'd probably just take Alchemist Greeting, but Foil to play the Gatewatch. 4.5 tickets online. So that might be worth the money, but for the purpose of the draft video, I'm going to take the Eternal Scourge because it's just a strong card that people seem to not be huge fans of for some reason. Still only one blue card here, by the way. So we're not married to that at all. But again, nothing interesting in any other color. I guess I'll take the Woodland Patrol in case we end up in green somehow. Spontaneous Petition is very good, and I'll happily pick it up here. Reaver is totally playable. So we didn't wheel that Alchemist, which is, like I said, not a huge surprise at all. Fogwalker also playable, but not exciting. I may have leaned too hard on that Ingenious Scabs, the signal, but it's not like we saw anything else insane coming around. Yeah, for some reason I found people to be vastly undervaluing Eternal Scourge. Now, it's by no means amazing, don't get me wrong, it is really just a 3-mana 3-3. But it's a 3-mana 3-3 with a little bit of upside in a way. And a little bit of downside in some other ways. If they have a Garden Priest, that's bad. Or anything, any kind of tapper or anything like that, anything that can repeatedly target your Eternal Scourge, it essentially switches it off. But other than that, your Eternal Scourge has some degree of resilience to normal removal spells, because you can just cast it back. So cast it from exile again. So I prefer to start one and be pretty happy about it, and then just board it out if they have some sort of repeatable targeting effect. Got a little bit of a cough today, so sorry if I'm getting a little sniffly. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. You're good with, I guess, this and technically this. I have had someone wreck me before, but well, I'll play that. That's a good sideboard card. I have had someone wreck me before by using this on 2 Enlightened Maniacs and just getting another set of 3/2s, which is pretty brutal, I won't lie. But I'm aware that's also very difficult to set up. So our Instants and Sorceries deck currently has no payoff for Instants and Sorceries, and only has 1 instant or sorcery, so we're not really leaning heavily on that theme. We've currently just drafted a pile of good blue and red cards. Second Displace. Crossroad Consecrator is a card I was reasonably high on at the start of the format. I had illusions of it being the champion guy, the single white one they had in M15. But alas, it's not that. Hello, friend. You're very strong if I can ever activate you. You're just pretty good overall. What do you guys think? I wish you could reply to me. This isn't Twitch chat. It's probably just better to take the Brazen Wolves, right? Lower risk, slightly lower reward, but you need to cast a spell to make this a 4-3. This just is a 4-3 when it attacks. I mean, this has flying, obviously, but it also costs 1 more and stuff. And I mean, if blue-red specifically is open, this might come back. I think it's just gotta be Brazen Wolves. As bad as that makes me feel. Here, probably another Spontaneous Mutation. I need to start thinking about these blue cards, man. We only have 3 of them, and only one of them's good. I might just take a Choking Restraint. Red White I'm not a fan of at all, though. Could realize ride then if we do that, though. I'm going to hedge it a little bit on the Choking Restraints and see if we can't grab a couple of white cards here. Perhaps a second Choking Restraints, and I think that's what I want here. Say we imagine we were still in red-blue, we'd be forced to take this or this. Not enough humans for this to be good, but Choking Restraints are always welcome, and I think that's enough to... I don't like switching in pack 2 like that, but 2 Choking Restraints is better than any of the other cards we have here, so... What else do you want me to do? Vilden Pack Outcast is a strong card, and I'm happy to play it. And I think I'm going to be taking it here. Yeah, not delighted about this development, but it's fine. It's mostly just fine. Second Spreading Flames. That's gotta just be good, right? Don't love the 2/7 drops, but when they're as good as Spreading Flames, I think I'm okay with it. This one's foiled as well. Oh. Ironclad Slayer, I'm happy to play without chucking strength in the deck. Saint's Innkeeper would happy to take as well, but I kind of want to shift the curve down a tiny bit. You know, we already have a couple of 4s. Otherworldly Outburst I've been pretty okay with, honestly. I have a lot of non-humans. This is not something I'm overly interested in. So Otherworldly Outburst I think it is here. Into a... Oof. I mean, that was a very late Gnarlwood Dryad. I guess we'll cut that. Here I'm going to take Field Creeper. Just a 2-drop over the second Outburst. So this draft has honestly, if I'm being honest, has not gone well. We just got a pile of red and white cards. Like I said, we didn't really... Our pack 1 was weird and mediocre. I probably should have shifted into green. Would have been happier if I'd done that. But hindsight's 2020. I don't think we made any grossly wrong decisions. These cards are impressive. I mean, this is the strongest card in the pack. I guess Ironman's Cleansing is okay as a sideboard card. We're low on playables here. Is there anything we can dive to in the sideboard? No. Never had this come up, so just gonna take the 2-drop. Lunar Pact's playable. I mean, it's really only playable with a Lone Rider, which we already don't have because we're moving to pack 3 now, but it's a playable card to stick on some of these creatures, you know. Stick on a Brazen Wolves, you're going to town then, man. Packing for 6 in the air. Plus Ironclad Slayer gets it back, which is not nothing. Seasons Pass, Westvale Abbey. We only have 10 creatures, but I think Westvale Abbey is going to be the way to go, right? Could snap up a Duelist, and that would be the pick if not for the Abbey, but between Abbey being its own engine, an insane win condition, and probably still worth a few bucks. Let me check that. Yeah, it's still... it's a ticket? Wow. I still don't think I'm going to take it here. Still definitely I'm going to take it and play it. Now we just value creatures a little more, that's all. Like this is perfect. Could take Howlpack Wolves, but don't have very many other wolves. 3 other wolves. Allow them to block. Plus Vessel works better with the Westvale Abbey, so that's a pretty... We also have a good shot of wheeling one of those Howlpack Wolves. Remember there was 2 in the pack, so... Apothecary Geist is a card I like quite a bit. I don't want this as much, I don't think. Gains life with this spirit. It's kind of the only other spirit in the deck, though. Maybe I just want the big beefy 5-drop instead. You know, Gastaff Arsonist is an impressive body. Spreading Flames gives us a little bit of a top end, which might be a little too top heavy, honestly, but it means we can. I really want this. Spectral Shepherd's fine. Got some 3-drops. Probably do need another one actually. But Inspector is just a card I like quite a bit. It's good fodder for the Westvale Abbey. Keeps us moving through our deck, buys us a little bit of time. I like that card quite a lot. That's an incredibly late Angelic Purge. I think it's what I have to take. Need 2 to 3 more cards here. Ideally creatures, we only have 12 now, plus this. Plus I guess the Abbey makes tokens as well. Wow, some good late blue cards there, but Moorland Drifter for me, I think, and I'm pretty happy about that. I guess Uninvited Geist isn't insane, and Erdwall Illuminator has gotten a lot worse since Eldritch Wind came out, so I'm just not used to seeing that card that late, that's all. Do we want a Paranoid Parish Blade or an Inspiring Captain? Captain's good with this. This is just a good 3-drop, though. You have a couple of ways to get artifacts and enchantments and lands in the bin, so I might be able to turn Delirium on some percentage of the time. I think I want the 3-drop a little more. Not really a Rush or Adrenaline type deck, I don't think, but I will take it. I would like to replace this with a creature, I think. Possibly the Lunarch Mantle instead, actually. Oh, I forgot Otherworldly Outburst kind of functions as a creature. I think Survive the Night's a preferred combat trick to Rush for Adrenaline. Oh, it's not even true. I don't really know if it is. This gives you the clue, but this costs 3. This guaranteed survival. This doesn't. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Problem solved. Happy to see that wolf there. Picked up another wolf along the way as well. Make him a little better. 15 creatures plus this, plus, you know, however much this is worth in that calculation. It's pretty good. It's certainly enough for the Westvale Abbey. We've got a very decent removal suite with the double Choking Restraints, the Angelic Purge, and the 2 Spreading Flames. We've got some solid creatures. You know, Eternal Scourge is good for its size. Brazen Wolves is powerful. This and this are both big. Petrus Devil's a fun card. Petrus Devil's I really shouldn't count as a creature in terms of Abbey, I guess. It doesn't have the capacity to stick around long enough. But it's also a removal spell. Smoldering Werewolf's good. We got a lot of good cards here, but there doesn't seem to be any real crack synergy among them. Surprisingly, we didn't even get that Ride Down back. Though I don't even know if this would be a deck that I want to play it. We do a little bit of an odd dichotomy where we have a reasonably aggressive deck with lots of 2 and 3 drops, but then randomly, you know, the 2 7-drop Spreading Flames. And some good 4 and 5 drops, so our deck's kind of just spread out. And I actually think it's okay, though. I think we can survive long enough on the back of our removal spells and solidly efficient creatures to win with Westvale Abbey or flipping this or something like that. And actually, I came around on the deck a little bit. I'd say I'd give me a 6.5 out of 10, something like that, 7 out of 10. So by no means the best deck I've drafted, but I've won with far worse decks. So let's see if we can win with this one as well. I'm actually going to cut this with the Worldly Outburst because Westvale Abbey means we're actually down on a coloured land. Though now that I look at it, we've only got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So we probably don't need more than the 7 planes we have. We only ever need a single planes. That might be okay. Might be alright. Let's see how it goes. Okay, here we have the classic hand. There's a pile of 3 drops and 4 lands, but it's got both our colors. It's got a Westphal Abbey for a little bit of a late game plan. I think I'm going to keep it. A lot of our draws here are good. Obviously, I guess additional lands aren't great draws, but if they push us up to this, it's not that bad, really. It's not an amazing start. We would love a 2-drop, if I'm honest, but can't win them all. Obviously, things like combat tricks are also not an ideal draw on this turn, but it's not good either. Though it is a better late game plan than just piling into Westphal Abbey on turn 6. Probably dumping Eternal Scourge here. See if we can. It should shut off that Cathar pretty well. Well, perhaps not. What do you cost to equip? 4? 3. Oh boy. It's coming in pretty hard, that is. Okay, it doesn't have trample though. Worth noting. So this way, our opponent must equip this to be able to attack. And if they do, which they did, we have a tiny bit of an issue. Although again, of course, we can just use this, I suppose, to suck up a lot of that damage. Let's try a Brazen Wolf that hits the hardest. Didn't play a land that turn, so opponent's pretty all in here. Yep, come at me, I guess. Next turn's when we dump the vessel. Oh, combat trick. Oh man, that's annoying. Man, that hurt. Okay. Oh boy. So we attempt to trade here. And block here. A trick here is basically Dunsville for us, if I'm honest, because we need to build up our creature count to try and get this Westphal Abbey off somehow. We're losing creature every turn to the Cathar. That also hits pretty hard now as well. This can actually trade for the Cathar, which is worth noting. That gives our opponent a 1/1 flyer though, which isn't ideal. The Spreading Flames may also get us to the point where we'll be able to flip this. Because we want to have some life left to play with to make tokens of this, I'd imagine. Oh boy, that's really bad. That's awful, actually. Gosh, what do we even do here? I suppose we do that, and then try to draw Spreading Flames, which we did not. I guess we can pump this up to block here. This can still block. So this really blocks this. This is chumping. Even if we pump it, it chumps. Yeah, I'll go win this game, honestly. Even if we do get to kill this, he gets a flyer. We don't have any more of those. You would have been nice. Could have survived long enough to get that on board. We might have won. Damn it. That was probably a little bit hasty of me. Not Cyburning in the enchantment artifact move was definitely hasty of me. Slayer's Plate is a pain. Though I think we had a chance of winning through it that game, honestly. If we'd done such a slow start, if we probably hadn't conceded as hastily as we did. I'll keep that. This is good against this 2-1, if we can get it down. That was definitely a slightly too hasty concession for me. I regret that. Let's try to get an enchantment creature, or an artifact creature in the bin, shall we? Okay. You really need that mountain now. Really is that mountain. Mountain here actually puts us in good shape because we just plow an Impetuous Devils into whatever this is. Oh, it's not the best. Oh boy. I'm actually just going to choke him with Strength this, I think. Get something to do with our turn. Means he never gets the token out of that. That's not that bad. Using our premium removal on something like that is not ideal, but it's a necessary evil, I think. Inspiring Captain, that's fine. Mountain, there we go. So now this Impetuous Devils is going to fly into his Inspiring Captain, I think, is what's happening here. We get our up on it for 4 plus 3 is additional 7. Take them down to 7. Then I think we're in pretty good shape. We bought a lot of time by putting our opponent to 7 and leaving us at 20. He'll have an empty board, you know, he'll have this, but he'll have this on it, so it's not a big deal. Once it attacks. You. Go ahead. Otherworldly Outburst here lets one record just trade up and leaves with another attacker. That's ideal in this situation. Another mountain lets us even play this. Then if we have another land we can flip this. Alternatively we could pass and pull a Gas Staff Arsonist and path the turn, but I'd much rather keep up pressure. Attack with bow takes our opponent to at least 5. If for some reason he doesn't block, we can always follow it up with Arsonist anyway. Yep. Trade up, make a 3-2, and then just play this as a 3-2, which unfortunately doesn't clear up any remaining stuff. I think that's better than just letting them letting this eat that and then playing this. Personally, I prefer this line because we get the extra 3-2 this way. See, now if we flip, we just win the game on the spot. If we draw land. Close. Currently I have lethal, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, we have lethal unless everyone has something. So I'm thinking I might bring this in. He had a choking restraint of his own. Plus he has that annoying enchantment. And the card I want to bring in, then it's probably this Otherworldly Outburst. That's probably what we're going to do. I don't think I can keep this out. Nothing till turn 4 and only 3 lands. No, thank you. Please do a mulligan as well, opponent. It would be immensely helpful to our cause. Nope. Ick. I guess with this it's okay if we scry land on top. Go away. Got a couple of hits at lands here. Oof, not a good start, although with this. Maybe good someday. This one really needs to be a land. If it's not a mountain, we obviously just draw a card with the clue. Nice. I don't think I want a Lunarch Mantle up here. Nice. That worked out well. Probably can put this on here, I think. Could alternatively build a 4/4 that would trade with both. My opponent will probably do that, and then I ironclad straight that thing back and play it again next turn. Shocking restraining this, though, seems fine to me as well, because we can eventually exile it with the 5 mana and then get it back with the Slayer. If one has no play here, I'll be very happy. Prey upon. Sweet. Get this back straight away. Build a 5/4. And of course the Smoldering Werewolf, if you ever hit that mountain, can mop up that Spirit token. No problem. Opponent still... Ah! That is mildly annoying. Oh wow. I guess I'm just going to keep bashing. This is now just a sacrifice outlet. Someone is sawing something outside, so I'm going to close my window. Sorry about that. So now we're just trying to race our opponent, I think. We've got removal for a while. Werewolf is an amazing play because it pops this off. And, you know, ideally he plays like a Steadfast Cathar here and we draw Mountain, then we just win the game, I think, if that happens. We have 2 Checking Restraints in hand for any big thing he tries to drop on us. The only really bad draw here is in Plains, I suppose. Or I guess something like a Spreading Flames. Though I assume we'll eventually be able to cast it. Oh my! Clear shot, that's rather good. Okay. Oh boy. Not delighted about that, but I think it has to be done. It's kind of a plan. Yep. Mountain, please. Oh, we can just cast that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna probably attack here. Yeah. Hopefully our opponent then plays something we get to just dish out of Spreading Flames. We have 4 damage to spare at the moment. So there's got to be some kind of follow-up here. He finally hit his 4th land on turn 10. There's got to be something he wants to play. No. Okay. I know what it is. It's the Heron. That's fine. We just get him like this then. Yeah, it's this guy. Then with these triggers on the stack, we just kill everything. Like that. Uh-huh. What is that error? Getting some kind of Windows error. Keeps popping up. We're now one creature away from being able to Ormondal our way to victory. Plus we have a choking restraints in hand. Spreading Flames is the full 3 for 1 there. Happy to have that in the deck. Mountain. Oh, gosh. So I do just play the Arsonist, don't I? And then next turn just Ormondal our opponent, maybe? Well, let's just flip into a 6/5 actually. Finally. Okay. Awkward, stumbling way to victory there. Opponent got very mana screwed. We were off red for a long time though. Awesome. So moving on into the second round where we got, after getting pretty lucky in the first, if I'm honest. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. We would love to play first. And that is a hand that I'm not excited about, but has just enough action to tempt me, where if we hit another land, we've got some removal and things like that. We can trade our Field Creeper off for something with another Woodley Outburst to get a 3/2. And it lets us apply a little bit of early pressure. It's not the best hand, but I think it's a little bit better than our average 6-card hand. So I'm gonna roll with it, I think. Opponent doesn't seem to be here, so I think I may pause recording until they return. And we're back. Let's rock and roll. I'm going to play this Plains and say go. Obviously leading to our Field Creeper and hoping to trade it off for something with our Outburst on to keep our train going. Unless we draw a land. Even if we do draw a land, probably still trying to do that. Unless we draw a 3-drop shortly after. And I'm not particularly interested in choking restraining our opponent's early plays unless they're absolutely insane. That's a great draw. I'm still going to play Creeper because I would like to get that in my bin more than I would like Reaver in my bin. Perfect. Okay. Do you have a thing? You do? Oh, that's potent. That might be getting choking restraints. But I'm going to cash this in for a 3/2 first. If this comes at me. Nice having drawn a second one, by the way. But yeah, coming at you now for 5. Could very well just do that next turn and the turn after if we just keep chaining removal spells. That's a pretty easy way to win a game of Magic. Honestly. Oh man. Well, that's not so bad, that's okay. Cracking this now in case we draw a line, which we did not. Ick. Everyone's running us over here real hard. I mean, I suppose that's a start. If we draw another line, we can get the 5-4 down and then maybe start pushing for the West Vale Abbey win. But we do know our opponent's coming in with the Blood Mad Vampire at least this turn. Could sack the Thraben Inspector to Angelic Purge away the Stromkirk Condemned. But if I'm honest, our opponent just looks like they have an insane Madness deck, so I don't know if we'll be able to beat that. I'm going to trade for one of these. That's not good. See, I can't be sacking lands either. Yeah, I think we just lose here. We have to check that in front of the Blood Mad Vampire. Then we take 5 here. Jeez. No, an Arsonist stabilizes us to the 2 remaining creatures. I guess he could discard a card to the Condemned to make a trade for it, but oh my god, okay. Yeah, that's all she wrote, I'm afraid. So we got stomped in that game. I'm not sure we can even do about that. I didn't see a reasoning for this. This is pretty good against Murder. I might bring that in over this. That's the only change I think I want to make, though. We would love to play first. Hopefully do a little better this time. This is a fine hand. Maybe it isn't. Our opponent's deck's rather aggressive. So keeping the 2/7 drops in hand is far from ideal. We can build a nice big creature with this. I'll build a 4/3 on turn 3. And generally speaking, if we're not drawing lands to get it to this, we're drawing spells we can cast. So his deck looks pretty susceptible to being mopped up by Spreading Flames, I think. Twins of Mara State notwithstanding. Lots of X2s next one. What is that? It's really annoying. It's happening a lot today, more so than it usually does. Come on, our opponent's AFK again, so I'm going to pause recording this. Here we go. Like I said, I'm not massively enthusiastic about this hand, but I think it's okay if our opponent doesn't come out of the gates way too fast. I think our opponent's double queuing here. There we go. Yep. Good draw. More resilient than the Field Creeper, so if we build a 4/4 next turn, I think we should be happy with that. Obviously, we were in risk of it getting murdered, but... Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to go for this here, I think. Let's just build a big creature. If we get 2 for 1 by murder, we get 2 for 1 by murder. We have the means to recover in the deck. I actually moved past my step there faster than I meant to, but it's okay. Opponents missed their third land drop, which is good. Ew, that's really bad. Really bad for us. That's really bad for us as well. Ugh, I think our opponent's deck might just be better than ours. There's not a ton I can do about that. Our opponent's coming at us every turn, so I can't really be trampling over this thing either. Oh, wait a minute, I just get in for 10 here, don't I? I get in for 10, I take 7, and then I just kill my opponent next turn by jumping this. I guess I can leave this behind as a blocker, so that might not work, but it's an idea. 2 is a low life total. Okay. And then we just die in the back crack. Yeah, yeah, I don't think we can beat our opponent's deck, if I'm honest. It's just too... We almost got there in the end there, but I mean, I couldn't cast anything last turn without casting Petrus Devils, and this turn would look exactly the same, so our opponent will be on 8 instead of 2. Yeah, our opponent's deck's just better than ours. I don't think we could have beat that. Maybe we shouldn't have kept the hand with the 2 friggin' Spreading Flames in it, but I was hoping it wouldn't come out of the gates that quickly. In any case, thank you very much, Ivan Dennis, for one of my less potent Eldritch Moon drafts, I have to admit, but hopefully you still had fun. I did. The deck didn't pan out, but the draft was weird overall, I think. And I just don't think we were sat in a particularly advantageous position. If you think we should have been drafting something else, I think we could have gone to green at one stage, but we didn't. We abandoned the blue as well, so we were a little bit all over the place. And it just didn't really come together. But that happens sometimes. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.